There's a place just quick right out here where stunning architecture meets absolute devotion. Today, I'm heading out to one of the most famous and visually insane spots in Cebu, the Simala Shrine. If you've never been here before, you're in for a treat because this place looks like less in a standard church and more like something straight out of a movie. We just arrived, so let's grab a parking spot, unpack the gear, head inside, and see what this castle-like structure pull in thousands of people every single week. Right outside the gates, the atmosphere hits you instantly. You're immediately greeted by rows of local vendors selling fresh flowers, candles, and traditional oils for offerings. It's a busy, bustling energy before you even step a foot inside. But once you actually pass through the main gates, man, it's a completely different world. You'd honestly think that we just teleported straight to a European castle or some medieval fortress. As we make our way up to these massive concrete stairs, let's talk about how this place actually came to be. Because here's a crazy fact for you. Did you know that Simala wasn't always this grand? Back in 1998, it was just a simple, humble chapel built by the Marian monks. No towering stone walls, no massive arches, just a quiet place in the hills. But everything changed when the image of the Blessed Virgin Mary supposedly shed tears. Word spread like wildfire, and the devotion grew so massive that the church just kept expanding brick by brick into the absolute masterpiece you see today. Whether you're here for a deep faith, the architecture, or just to appreciate the view from these grand stairs, the sheer scale of this place leaves you speechless. Every single step up just reveals a better angle of the valley below. Walking into the main corridors, you pass through what feels like an organized marketplace of faith. The long pathways are lined with these little stalls, selling rosaries, bracelets, blessed oil, and of course the famous colored candles. Take your time walking through here because it's not just a quick souvenir stop. Choosing your beads and interacting with the locals here is a huge part of the overall experience. It's almost like a warm-up ritual and mental preparation before you make your way to the main lighting area. There is something incredibly heavy yet deeply comforting about standing right here. Hundreds of flames all burning at the exact same time. Every single candle you see is a silent conversation. A plea for healing, a desperate hope, or a quiet thank you echoing in the smoke. And you don't just grab a random color. They actually mean something specific to your life right now. For example, blue is lit for perseverance when times get tough, orange is for reconciliation and fixing relationships, and if you're trying to figure out your career or a life path, you light a brown one for vocation. There's a color for literally everything: success, health, family, making it into a beautiful way to visualize exactly what everyone is carrying on their shoulders today. Moving back outside, you cannot miss this main centerpiece: the giant Mama Mary statue watching over the entire grounds. So this incredibly detailed round fountain guarded by angels. For this next part, I want to try something a bit different with the visuals. Set the camera low on the tripod and to get the tracking shot as I walk through. It really gives you a true sense of how massive the architecture is and how small we look walking through these vast courtyards. Now you guys know me. I can't just leave a place this visually scenic without getting up the drone in the sky to show you the full view from above. But Simula is a sacred ground. They have strict rules. You can't just launch a drone whenever or wherever you feel like it. To do it right, I have to head upstairs to counter 6 to speak directly with one of the monks. You have to ask for formal permission, explaining what you're filming and get their approval. It's all about showing respect for the sacred airspace and following their guidelines before capturing those massive aerial sweeps.
May buntag. Ay, sir, may buntag.
It's all about showing respect for the sacred airspace and following their guidelines by capturing those massive aerial sweeps. If you ever want to truly understand why thousands of people make the long journey out here every single week, this room gives you the answer. This is the prayer granted area. The walls are completely lined up with thousands of handwritten letters, board exam certificates, and just even old crutches left behind. It's a physical, breathing timeline of human gratitude. People don't just come to Simala to ask for miracles. They travel back from all over the world just to prove that they happen.
So if you guys wanna fly your drones, you can ask permission to the counter 6. Ask permission where to fly. It's very good to fly legally here in Simala Church. See you in the next bit. They didn't give me much instructions, but for a pilot, it's basic etiquette for a pilot to not fly drones over people. Then just make sure it's not crowded. And then so we decided to fly it here. It's Monday. There's not too many people, so we could just fly our drones here and then circle around the church.
Take off.
And that completely wraps up our journey to the Simala Shrine. Whether you're deeply religious or you just appreciate the insane architecture and experience you have to see at least once, time to pack up the gear, fire up the motorcycle, and head back on the road. If you guys enjoyed following along in this visual tour, do me a huge favor and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and drop a comment below letting me know where I should ride to next. Safe travels, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.